I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the fucking news and the fucking stupid Biden and stupid Trump.
Is anyone else just fed up with everything that's going on in America? Like, I truly cannot be the only one that feels this way. It's scary. It's damn right embarrassing. And it's very sad because I used to be happy to be American. That is not the case anymore.
Hello guys, welcome once again to AfriPost. I hope wherever you are, you're having a great time. Now, there is one thing that is happening currently in United States, and it is very, very common right now. Many times we've always referred to United States as the land of opportunity, the land of the free, the land where you can go and find your American dream. Because it was often thought that America is a place where you could come, work yourself up, and really climb up the ladder, especially when it comes to economic advancement and upward mobility. But then the economic realities right now are turning out to really reveal a different thing. People are suffering. Americans themselves are suffering. And as at now, many people who thought that poverty is a black people thing are wondering because most whites are languishing in poverty. They are crying and saying that America is not what they thought it would be. Things are becoming very unbearable. Many people are becoming homeless and they don't have any other way of fending for themselves. Things are very expensive. I wanted to watch this clip where some white guys are crying out and they're saying America is becoming unbearable for them and they're not happy about what they're seeing. Let's watch this, then I'll be back in the end.
I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the fucking news and the fucking stupid Biden and stupid Trump. And this country's fucked. Every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead. The rich people are the ones that are fucking getting ahead. I'm tired of struggling. I've done everything I can. I'm trying to be a good man. I take care of my daughter. I take care of my wife. The best I can. I can't keep going. Every day it's something new. Then on top of that, as if you're not trying to spend money, you have to. Fucking everything's expensive. I own a painting company, I still can't fucking make it. I'm fucking trying, man. I can't look at my daughter and my wife and know I'm failing. I'm fucking Everybody wake up. It's time to stand up. It's time to be tired of this. It's our turn to fucking eat. I want to eat. I want my family to eat. I want you guys to eat. Stand up. Let's go. Stand up, man. Let's fucking eat. I'm tired. Let's help each other. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I don't care what fucking color you are. If you are not eating and you're struggling, eat with me. Let's struggle together then. Let's be a team.
There are two separate Americas in 2025. One lives in silence behind gated communities, sipping imported wine, deciding which stocks they should buy. The other one is sitting in grocery store parking lots, debating whether they should return their eggs so that they can put that money in their gas tank. This isn't rich versus poor anymore. It's owners versus renters, buyers versus borrowers, leisure versus survival. Middle class, that illusion's gone, vanished, under credit card debt and $1,800 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. They told us to go to college. Now we're drowning in debt and applying to jobs that pay less than our monthly expenses. Prices go up, wages don't. Yet somehow, the billionaires keep doubling their net worth. You ever wonder how that math works? It's because we're the product. Our time, our labor, our debt, that's the profit. And every time you tighten the belt, you hustle harder, you pull yourself up from the bootstraps, you're patching holes in ships that you don't even own. The cost of living has become the cost of existing. You can't take a day off because you can't afford to fall behind. You don't even live in America. You rent space here. And if you can't keep up with their game, they'll throw you out of the country like expired milk. So keep scrolling. Keep laughing at memes while they turn your desperation into dividends. Or start asking the question, who benefits by keeping you tired, broke, and distracted? Because the real crisis isn't inflation, it's obedience.
People are broke, and now there's proof showing up in the numbers. Kellogg's reported an 8.6% drop in cereal sales. Crocs pulled its entire financial forecast. Heineken says people are drinking less. And even global giants like Nestle are seeing sales fall across the board. And what's scary about this, it's not about cutting luxuries. People are walking away from everyday items. Candy, snacks, fast food, takeout. Last Saturday, I went for lunch at a popular restaurant. Usually packed at noon, we expected a wait. Instead, we were just a handful of people there. Because consumers are cutting back hardest on items that bring joy. Chips, chocolate, going out to dinner. Not because they want to, because simply they don't have the fucking money. And companies know it. Forecasts are being pulled. Behind the scenes, they see the truth. Demand just isn't slowing. It's fucking collapsing. After 5 brutal years, Americans are barely hanging on. And now the administration slaps tariffs on top of it. It's like throwing gasoline on an already burning house. These families are one missed paycheck away from financial collapse. Americans aren't tightening belts anymore. They've run out of fucking notches.
More and more people are really struggling here in the United States to put a roof over their head. A lot of people are not able to qualify for apartments or purchase homes. They're having a hard time. They are becoming homeless. And a lot of people are even finding more creative ways to try and keep a roof over their head. Some people are even looking at storage units. Check this out.
Been living in my car. Now I'm living in a storage unit. I'm trying to get an apartment, but can't right now.
I'm at the storage unit, finna get me a storage today. I'm feeling mighty proud of myself today, you know. Yeah, you can see the building right here. I ain't gonna really show everything, but yeah. I'm looking for the smallest storage unit. How much is the smallest one? Just got the storage unit. I think I can put my... Thought I would have a bigger one, but I think I can put my bed right here or whatever. Man. Got all my stuff in. Gotta get some. I let this up when I get hot.
I'm homeless by choice because I got tired of spending all my money on rent and I need to save some money. If you're new here, I keep most of my stuff at this storage unit, but I also have an office where I have access to Wi-Fi, a refrigerator, and pretty much everything else I need 24/7. I have 2 jobs and I also sleep at work, so that definitely helps. Keep in mind, the office and work are 2 different places. Now, I am really active in my comments, and I noticed that a lot of moms were saying if they didn't have kids, they would be doing the same thing. And I definitely understand. For years, I just felt like it had to be a better way. I did not want to work, go home, take care of the kids, barely sleep, and still have to pay all these bills. My kids are older, so it worked out to where I was finally able to put myself in a situation. So although I sleep at work, I rented this office because I just don't want to be in one spot all day. We have offices starting at $300, so it's nowhere near as much as I would be paying for rent. Whenever I do come here, I have 24-hour access. I can use the bathroom. We have a microwave, refrigerator, Wi-Fi, and everything else I need.
Hello, good morning. Can you keep your door open?
Yeah.
Okay, because we can't have it closed like that. It has to be open, wide open at all times.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Everything okay?
Everything good?
Okay, yeah. If you don't mind opening it, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too.
Man, I had to bring him here. I ain't want to do it, but I mean, he chilling, man. This is where he at for the night. We in the unit. You know what I'm saying? Shelter, he be tripping, man. His behavior, he on a bunch of weird people there. He don't really like it. But here, he got his own world. He got a TV, he got a bed. He chilling. He got a moat. You know what I'm saying? We gonna thug it out. We gonna slide out in the morning, do what we do. Ain't that right, boy? We gonna do what we do, ain't it? Huh?
So life update. I'm living in my car. My little S10. This is me. Stay home for the foreseeable future. And yeah, I don't know what to do. And I don't really have anyone. I toured 2 apartments yesterday. I won't qualify for them because you have to make 2.5 times the over $1,200 rent a month. And I don't even make the rent a month. I've never been homeless before. But you know what? This is a really good story. Like, I can only go, I mean, I could go down. But, like, I'm gonna go up from here. Cause then, like, I'm broke and homeless at 21. But, like, that makes for such a good story. When I'm, like, super successful and rich and, like, doing so well and have so many people. I'm gonna have such a bomb starter story. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be like, I was broke and homeless at 21. And look where I am now. Boom. And it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like, wow. Go you. I just gotta make it through this part. But this part, like, builds resilience, character, all that shit. I'm gonna be so funny after this. I'm gonna have such a good personality. I'm gonna be equipped with so many skills. I'm gonna be so smart, crafty, nifty, and cool, and funny. And it's gonna be so good. I just gotta make it through this part. Just checking in, I guess. I mean, life update.
I'm broke, I'm 18 years old, and I live in this small little vehicle. Today, we were finally able to get the front seat out. One of my coworkers at Jack in the Box ended up taking it out for me, and I'm so thankful because I could not do it on my own. And of course, I wanted to record for you guys the whole process of taking a whole seat out, but I was embarrassed to ask him if I could record him, and I also don't want anybody from work knowing that I do TikTok. Anyways, after taking the seat out of the vehicle, I cannot believe how spacious it looks. I know a Fiat is a very small vehicle, but it literally feels like a small RV, and taking out the seat just made my life way easier. I don't have to be hopping or jumping to the front seat to get things. I love it. I think I'm gonna get like small little cabinets from Walmart so I can organize my clothes. Somebody asked me where I park, and I do park outside a coworker's house. I give her $50. She allows me to use her electricity when my car isn't running and I need something.
Living in America is exhausting. You wake up tired, you go to work tired, you come home barely surviving, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, come home, and you're still fucking broke. Every single month, rent's due, rent is through the roof, groceries are double what they used to be just 2 years ago. You go to the gas pump to fill up your car and it's like you paid another car note. Everything, and I mean everything, is up in price, but your paycheck, still the same. And once inflation gets done with it, it's probably even a little less. Yet somehow they keep telling us, just budget a little bit more. Just work a little bit harder. Like, I'm sorry, how many jobs do I need now? 4? 5? 7? That's not living. That's barely surviving.
Americans are leaving the USA because they can't afford America anymore, making $100,000 a year, yet they feel suffocated financially because the price of things keep going up. They keep printing money and the wages ain't going up, all right? Matter of fact, there's job loss and there's cuts and all kinds of stuff going on. So once people leave that kind of environment and they go somewhere else and they realize life is supposed to be lived, it's supposed to be simple, it's supposed to be much more about enjoying your health and your family and your loved ones and your purpose and all of these things, rather than spending most of your life at work. What kind of a freaking life is it if you don't do what you love? If you do what you love, cool, man, knock yourself out. I do what I love. Most people, 80-something%, don't do what they love. They don't like their job, and if they didn't have to work their job, they wouldn't work their job. So I know if you watch this far, it's speaking to you. Maybe this is the sign you need to start doing some research to learn how to begin to devise your escape plan and live a better life, because you know what? If what you're doing is not working, continuing to do the same thing, they call that insanity. You might want to book that flight. See you soon.
This is what I'm struggling with in America right now in my 20s. Why is everything so expensive? Why am I making more money waitressing than I would make using my college degree? I barely have a life. I have 2 days off and I work Wednesday to Sunday, doubling just to pay my bills. At 22 years old, all of my bills are in my name. I have no help. How are y'all affording housing? In Myrtle Beach, a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,500. How are y'all getting insurance, going to the doctor, getting medicine? And then some of us are trying to be TikTok influencers. Who knows where that's going to get me? Me and my boyfriend are saving, but we barely see each other during the week, and it feels like we're working our off for nothing. Do we need to move somewhere for a better job opportunity that we don't know about? Do any of y'all really know what you want to do with your life right now? It is so scary being in America right now.
What am I doing wrong? I work every day and I'm still broke. Like, I have a decent job, I make some decent money, but I live out here in Cali. Like, bro, as soon as I get paid, I have all these bills stacked up, bro, that shit wipes me clean. Like, fuck, I got no money left over. Making $100,000 a year doesn't get you anywhere nowadays.
Hi guys, I'm really stressed today. I just went to the grocery store, bought 10 items, and it was $80 freaking already. I literally have $10 left on my account. So a little backstory. I got laid off from my job a month ago. And I've been applying for jobs months before I got laid off. Sent out hundreds of resumes already. Applied to hundreds of jobs on the internet, remote and on-site. Tailored my resume to every position that I applied using ChatGPT. Went to only a few interviews. And still nothing. Like, what the f is going on with America right now? Like, it's so freaking hard to live here. Like, I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna keep applying for jobs. I'm gonna keep showing up. But man, my bills are not going to wait.
Y'all, I just went today and got my driver's license renewed, my car tags renewed, picked up 2 prescriptions, and got a few groceries. To say that I'm completely broke now is an understatement. So I'm going to have to go home and start selling off my furniture to be able to live the rest of the month. I mean, that's just, it's unbelievable. And my heart hurts today. Truly hurts for people who are not able. And we're living in some rough times, really rough times. And we need to be praying for all those around us who are not as fortunate as we are to be able to do the things that we need to do. I'm not talking about extras. I'm not talking about going on vacation and doing fun things. I'm talking about living, taking care of your vehicle if you can even afford a vehicle, putting groceries on the table, buying medicine, the things you have to do. It's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah, it's a really sad thing here. You know, we have a generation that is right now trying to survive in the US, and they're doing it at a time that it is so difficult with the rising costs. I really do feel for the younger generation and even for the older generation. I mean, you're hearing the stories here that it's just so difficult right now. You go and do a few things and it's like your bank account is empty, and that is the reality. Money goes by so quickly, and the reason why is because primarily, in my opinion, wages have not kept up here in the US. That's a fact. And also the cost of everything has gone up so dramatically that Right now, it's just not lining up. It's really, really, really difficult to make ends meet. And you do have to start learning to do with less. Take out the luxuries in life, take out the unnecessary vacations, the unnecessary spending, take out the wants, and really just focus on the needs. And even just by getting the needs, purchasing the needs, taking care of your needs, even that really starts to draw people broke. And I'm seeing more and more that people are having a harder time to cope with this because it's getting too stressful. And even though this has been going on for years now, and if the pot continues to boil, I really believe things are just going to get a lot worse because people are already living on the edge, and you already can not afford something extra to happen or something extra to come up without just kind of going in the hole. So that's why I've been a proponent of just living as minimally as possible for years now, being as debt-free as possible and living frugally, because look at where we are today. Look at what's going on in the world.
Bro, the cost of living is insane right now. Like, what are we doing? I swear before COVID in my area, $20 an hour was like, you balling, you good. Now, people that making $20 an hour, I'm like, man, how are they surviving? Like, this is insane. Fast food places are paying $20 an hour now. So $20 an hour is the new $10 an hour. Obviously, all of this is relative to where you live. So my $20 an hour, where I live in Northern Virginia, maybe your $16 an hour, or maybe your $30 an hour. It all really depends on where you live. Like, I can't be the only one that sees this stuff. Like, I can't be the only one that understands what's going on. And it honestly worries me that there's some people out there that make less than that. Like, think about the people out there that's making minimum wage. Like, probably have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make up for, you know, a livable income. It's insane.
Is it tariffs? Is it price gouging? Look at these prices in my small hometown of Aurora, Washington.
Is so high, insurance is through the roof, groceries, your gas, all of your basic expenses, everything is just kind of eating away at all of your paycheck, and there's not much left behind anymore. And it's not necessarily because people aren't budgeting or because they need to work harder. It's just so expensive. There does come a point where it is really difficult to keep up with all of the expenses. And that's what we're seeing right now. It's a system that is squeezing out the ordinary people, and billionaires are getting bailouts. And even though sometimes it feels like we just can't cut back enough, there are certain things that a lot of times we can still do. And that's what I like to encourage people with. So basically starting with, tracking all of your dollars, tracking your money, really sitting down and seeing where your money is going every month and figuring out, are there ways that we can reduce that / unnecessary reoccurring expenses? So any kind of memberships or things that are just taking money from you that you don't necessarily need, I would slash that right away. Netflix, the gym, any other kind of membership. If you don't need it, just get rid of it. Cooking more at home is another huge one. Not eating out. Everything is so expensive nowadays. I mean, you can go to a fast food restaurant and you're paying restaurant prices, like sit down at a restaurant type of pricing. And it's ridiculous. There is absolutely no reason why 2 people should have to go to a fast food establishment and pay $25 for 2 simple things. I mean, that just really goes to show you how far we've come. And I'm a huge proponent of downsizing. So downsizing your vehicle, don't get the fancy cell phone, the new cell phone, have a smaller house, a cheaper rent. You need to downsize. That way you can have more breathing room. Usually there's always something that we can downsize with. It's just a matter of being willing to do so. And then I'm a huge advocate of building up some type of side hustle, whether it's some type of landscaping, babysitting, selling a product on an online platform like Etsy, or selling things on Facebook Marketplace. That's a really great one. Or you could be flipping items like flipping cars or flipping couches. You can sell old clothing. There's so many different things that people can do to try and make some extra money. And little by little, it does add up. Also, when you are grocery shopping, stock up on deals when you do find them. So if you find items that are on sale, they're a good deal right now, get some extra of those items because the prices are going to keep going up. So you can get some savings there. Also, try and do more things yourself. If it's like basic car maintenance, any types of things that maybe need to be repaired, even just taking care of your own pest control, different things that it's common for a lot of people to just outsource. Try and do those things yourself if you can. And then you have to work hard at staying mentally tough. The world can make people feel broken and hopeless, but we need to stay focused, stay hopeful, stay connected, and just know that all we can do is keep doing the best that we can and trying to push for better. So I hope that's encouraging to you. Let me know any of your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Take care.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because, shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a one-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, a car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home and you only eat decent quality food because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make $75,000 a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, that's $300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to... There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world. This is unsustainable.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Now I think you've seen how many people are complaining about the current state of affairs in the United States. People don't even have good houses to live in. Some are living in storage spaces. Some are living in their cars. Some are finding it very hard to find food to eat. So it is something that is totally off. But one thing that is really surprising is that this problem is even including whites. America has been formed and has been created under the basis of discrimination against blacks, and many people, especially blacks, have not found it easy to really get by in United States. If you look at the opportunities that are available for blacks, compare that to that which is available for whites, there is a stark difference in that. And therefore, when whites thought that America was going to work for them and that it was something that only blacks were going to be poor, things are turning out to be different. Blacks are used to those, and therefore they can't complain much. But then, whites who are now getting to see this reality are crying their hearts out. White poverty in America refers to the growing number of white Americans, particularly in rural and working class communities, who are experiencing economic hardships, joblessness, and declining living standards. This demographic, historically seen as a part of country's economic backbone, has faced increasing challenges in recent decades due to disindustrialization, automation, and the decline of union labor. Once stable manufacturing jobs that supported middle-class lifestyle have disappeared or been outsourced, leaving many white families with few alternatives. This economic decline has hit particularly hard in regions like Appalachia and the Rust Belt, where entire towns have been gutted by plant closures and dwindling opportunities. This wave of poverty among whites is notable not just for its scale, but for its psychological impact. Many white Americans who once felt secure now find themselves grappling with the same struggles long associated with marginalized communities: food insecurity, substandard education, limited access to healthcare, and generational poverty. As these realities take root, some white Americans are beginning to see their experiences mirrored in their historical struggles of black and brown communities. This perceived catching up in the poverty index, where white poverty rates are rising while black poverty has slightly declined in some areas, has unsettled long-held assumptions of racial privilege tied to whiteness. For decades, many white Americans either ignored or dismissed the systemic barriers faced by black communities, believing in a meritocratic ideal where hard work always paid off. But as they confront stagnant wages, disappearing social mobility, and rising suicide and opioid addiction rates, especially among white men, some are beginning to reassess that narrative. They now recognize that systems can in fact be stacked against entire populations, and that economic marginalization isn't just a result of personal failure. This revelation has sparked a degree of empathy and in some cases regret among whites who previously resisted calls for racial justice or minimized the impact of systemic racism. This growing awareness does not erase the persistent racial disparities that continue to plague American society, but it does complicate the national conversation about inequality. Some whites are beginning to see how elites have exploited racial divisions to prevent multiracial solidarity among the working class. The idea that the poor white was somehow fundamentally different from the poor black has lost credibility as shared struggles over housing, wages, healthcare, and education come into sharper focus. This realization has prompted new political alliances and social movements that aim to address inequality more broadly beyond just race-based lenses. However, this shift in consciousness is uneven and fraught with contradictions. While some white Americans are moving towards a more nuanced understanding of inequality, others have responded with resentment or turned to a populist and nationalist movements. Still, the growth of white poverty has undeniably changed the social landscape. It has forced a recognition and reconsideration of previously held beliefs about race, class, and privilege in America, and may yet be a catalyst for broader systemic reform if it continues to foster empathy, solidarity, and collective demand for justice across racial lines. That is it. If you check at what's happening in America right now, you are able to see that poverty is hitting all races, be it white, be it black, be it brown, you are being hit. And if racial solidarity or interracial solidarity for that matter is not forged out of this problem, then the elite within America will continue taking advantage of poor people and stoke racial divisions and use it to help them maintain their control of the economies in the United States. Tell me what you think. Is it that poverty has now hit home among white families, or it is just something that we are overstretching? You can share your thoughts down in the comment section. And if you're watching us for the first time, please remember to subscribe to the channel. You can also join our membership so that you get access to exclusive content we have here periodically. Thank you, and let's meet in the next one.